Alright, so I know it's really late because Series 10 ends at the end of October, which is, what is it, Sunday? Yeah, it's Sunday. So we've only got a few days left, but I finally finished my Zacian team. I actually finished this over the weekend and I just didn't get a chance to make a video yet, so doing it now, even though we're almost done. So I guess we'll just start at the top here. You can see my Regieleki has Focus Sash. I just went max speed, max special attack. I wanted this thing to be as fast as it possibly could because then I know it's really going to outspeed anything. And obviously I want it to hit hard. So I didn't have another Pokemon I wanted to give the Focus Sash to anyways. So that's why I went with that kind of a move set here. And then I went for Ancient Power just in case, if I was facing an opponent like Landorus and I wanted to be able to hit it, facing a ground type Pokemon, at least I'm able to do damage to it. So that's why I put Ancient Power on there. My Amoonguss is just pretty standard Amoonguss with Rage Powder, Protect, and Spore. And then the move I gave it was Grass Knot, just again to help with Kyogre. And I gave it an Oka Berry. And that has actually helped a lot. Most people are expecting it to be, I can't think of the name for the Flying Berry right now, but most people are expecting the Flying Berry. So this has actually helped quite a bit. Next, my Pelipper. So you see it's got Drizzle in the Expert Belt, but you can see here that I do not have Wide Guard on it. So originally I had Wide Guard instead of Hurricane, but I really wanted my Pelipper to have Tailwind because I wanted to be able to have the threat of Trick Room and Tailwind on the team, and that actually has worked out really well with this team. So I wanted that threat, so I really didn't want to get rid of Tailwind for Wide Guard. So I also, when I was playing with this team, I found that I really wanted to use Hurricane, and I didn't have it because I had Wide Guard in that spot. And I found that I wasn't using Wide Guard very often at all because people know that Pelipper gets Wide Guard, so they don't use spread attacks against it. So I just thought to myself, well, if people are expecting it to use Wide Guard anyways, I can just get away with not having Wide Guard. People are still going to play around it as if it has Wide Guard. So that's what I went with. I don't know if that's a great idea. Um, but so far as I've been playing with it, it's been working. People still play it like it's expecting it to have Wide Guard. And then that opens up that slot for me to have Hurricane. My Rillaboom's pretty common Rillaboom here. Grassy Glide, Fake Out, Protect. And then I have Knockoff. Knockoff's obviously a great move to get rid of items and to take out, Calyrex Shadow. I really like the Articuno on this team because people obviously want to bring Intimidate when they see Zacian and Rillaboom. So being able to lead Articuno with competitive gives me a huge advantage. So if I lead like Articuno Zacian, I'm pretty much always going to be in a good position. And then I gave it Life Orb, as you can see, so that to help it do more damage. And then this thing is just max special attack, max hit points, because I put Trick Room on it. So a lot of times I'll lead like Amoonguss, Articuno to set up a Trick Room, and then I'm able to start sporing people and start doing damage with Freezing Glare and Hurricane. And if I want to use Hurricane, I can switch Pelipper in to make sure that Hurricane's going to hit. So yeah, that set's been working out really nicely. And then the Zacian with Iron Head, Wild Charge, Protects, and Sacred Sword. I went Sacred Sword over Close Combat because I don't like the defense drops. And Wild Charge is just super helpful in this meta for hitting flying types and obviously Kyogre. So that's the set. You can see I have the rental code on the bottom. I will also post PokePaste in the description. So let's try this team out. So far I've had a lot of success with this team. I've beat some pretty high ranked teams. So you can see my record isn't great. That's from messing around with that Lugia team. I've actually done really well with this team so far. I don't know exactly what my record is with this team, but I know I've won most of the games that I've played with this team. So we'll see how it goes today. Alright, so first match we're going against Zamazenta. So obviously when you see Zamazenta, you should assume that you're going to see Howl, and that makes sense, playing alongside a Rillaboom and a Cinderace. He's got Tailwind, he's got Serena for negating my Rillaboom, and then Sableye. Honestly, Sableye is the one that worries me the most because it's just so annoying with Quash. So I think I'm safe to lead Amoonguss Articuno here because I don't think there's any way he can stop me from getting up a Trick Room. And then I'll bring Pelipper and obviously Zacian. So I want Pelipper, like I said before, to switch in case I want to start hitting Hurricanes. Obviously, Pelipper is going to be great against Cinderace, so if I'm able to get up Trick Room and then I'm able to move before Cinderace, I can use Weather Ball and take that thing out. So also double Hurricane for taking out Serena, get rid of that thing. So let's see what he goes with for a lead here. So Whimsicott makes sense to go for Tailwind, and then he's got Rillaboom. Most likely going for Fake Out here, so I have Protect on most of my Pokemon. I don't know if I pointed that out before, but I have Protect because there's so many Fake Out Pokemon right now, so when I see this, I can just go double Protect. Now the concerning thing is he probably has Knockoff on the Rillaboom, and obviously I can't Rage Powder it, and I don't know if Knockoff is going to take out my Articuno. Yeah. So that makes sense, and that puts me in a tough spot here. And this is the problem with having Grass Knot, and this is where I really wish that I had Sludge Bomb. And honestly, as I'm saying this, I might just go and switch this to Sludge Bomb after this game, because I really don't use Amoonguss to counter Kyogre very often, and I feel like Sludge Bomb would be a lot better. I think I'm just going to switch into Zacian here, because I don't just want to lose Articuno. And he obviously can't knock off my Rusted Sword. Good play with the U-turn. So he read into my switch in, and that would have been a great opportunity to get off Trick Room. So great move by my opponent. He's playing this super well right now. The reason I targeted Whimsicott there was just to break a Focus Sash, but wow. Obviously he's able to recover some of that back from the grassy terrain anyways. So I think what I'm going to do here is Rage Powder and Sacred Sword into Cinderace, because I'm assuming he's going to Pyro Ball, right? And my Okaberry is going to come up huge here. So that's what I'm going to go for. Because he's thinking he's going to at least take out Amoonguss right now. And he's not going to. So that's a big turn for me. Sacred Sword should kill Cinderace. Yeah, so that's awesome to get rid of that thing. And not even lose a Pokemon there. That was huge. Now he encored me into Rage Powder, but that's fine. I don't care about that at all. His Rillaboom has no damage into my Zacian. And obviously Whimsicott doesn't either. So he has to make up his mind here if he's gonna bring in Zamazenta, which I can obviously Rage Powder. Or do this. And yeah, this just doesn't help him at all either, so he's kind of in an awkward spot now. So with the fake out potential here, I'm probably, oh, I can't protect, that's right. I think I'm gonna switch into Pelipper then. And I'm gonna Behemoth Blade Whimsicott. I would guess he fakes out. He goes fake out onto Zacian. But if he doesn't, then I get off Behemoth Blade, so I think this is fine. So he's just gonna double that spot. Sucks that he gets a crit there. I don't know if that would have made a difference. And it probably would have. So yeah, that's unfortunate. That's a big crit there. And now he goes into his Zamazenta. So yeah, that really sucks that the grassy terrain was up to heal that damage back that I had done with Amoonguss. So again, if I had had Sludge Bomb on Amoonguss, Whimsicott would be gone now. And now he's able to get up another Tailwind. Now the question is, who is he going to target? I could potentially get up my own Tailwind here. So that's what I'm going to go for. I don't know. We'll see how this turn plays out here. The other nice thing about Sacred Sword... Oh, he's going to protect. Okay, well I match his Tailwind, so that's good. It obviously would have been nice to target the Whimsicott there and take that out, but that's okay. So now I wonder if the move is to protect the Pelipper. Just get an extra turn out of it. I'm sure he's going to target it with the Whimsicott, right? Oh, not quite enough for the knockout, but that's still great damage. And yep, that buys me an extra turn with the Pelipper, so he's going to have to target it again. I have no idea how much Behemoth Bash is going to do. Okay, that's not bad. So now what does my opponent do? I'm going to Hurricane Whimsicott and click Sacred Sword, I guess. I'm sure he's going to protect, but I don't really have to worry about Whimsicott. So I'm sure Whimsicott is going to take out Pelipper here. So, I mean, I obviously could have read into that. But, I don't know. I don't think that's a bad turn for me either way. And now I can bring in Articuno. And yeah, my opponent's just in a really tough spot because this is an easy Hurricane Whimsicott. Sacred Sword, Zamazenta. And there's not really much he can do. He can switch one of them into Rillaboom, but then Rillaboom's going to get knocked out by the Hurricane, and Sacred Sword, it's going to do a lot of damage. Don't have to worry about Encore here. Yeah, so that does half of his health. Yeah, so this is fine. Lowers my special attack, but I'm competitive, so I'm actually at +1 special attack now. Not that I think any of that really matters at this point. So he can't get up another Tailwind. So Zacian's going to be the fastest on the field. So I think the play here obviously is to double protect in case he has Fake Out, which I'm sure he does. So he just doubles into Articuno. That's interesting. So what I think I'm going to do here is go for Behemoth Blade into Rillaboom. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense because I don't want his Rillaboom to take out Articuno, and then I can just Freezing Glare the Zamazenta. And then I should win no matter what, because no matter who Zamazenta targets, one of them's going to survive, right? And he protects the Zamazenta, so yeah, this is over. Grassy Glide obviously isn't going to get it done. Alright, so a good first match here. I think my opponent played pretty well, but yeah, this team is just, in my opinion, built pretty well. Like, I've had a ton of success with it so far. So it just puts a ton of pressure on my opponent, being able to Trick Room, being able to Tailwind, and I have Regieleki to Electro Web, so I have so much speed control options that it just makes it really difficult for my opponents. Alright, so this time we have a Calyrex Ice team. So Mungus is obviously going to be big here. Like, I'm sure he's going to bring Incineroar, so for that reason, I want to bring Articuno, even though this isn't a great matchup for Articuno. I don't know, it's kind of a tough team for me to play against. I guess I could lead Articuno Zacian. I don't know, Rillaboom Zacian might be better, though. I think I'm going to go Rillaboom Zacian. I have to bring a Mungus, obviously. And then Pelipper's really good. I think I'm going to go with that. Yeah, I mean, I want Articuno for competitive, but it's just not a very good matchup for it here. So I think this makes the most sense. I don't know, this is kind of a tough matchup for my team. And without bringing Articuno, obviously I don't have a way to reverse Trick Room if Trick Room goes up. So yeah, this is kind of tricky. Okay, so this is a great lead for me. Yeah, an amazing lead for me. Because I can Grassy Glide my low tick, because Rage Powder obviously isn't going to stop Rillaboom. And I can Behemoth Blade the Amoonguss. And there's really no downside to that. I guess I'm not 100% sure if Behemoth Blade takes out Amoonguss. So that might get me in some trouble here. Maybe I should have gone fake out Behemoth Blade. Because he's not just going to let my low tick get one shot, right? So that might have been a better move. And this is where, obviously, it would... Oh, no. Yeah. I should have thought of that. Yeah, that definitely would have been the play. Fake out Behemoth Blade. Get rid of Amoonguss. He's probably going to Spore me now. Well, that was a really bad play. Yep. Oh, that was stupid. Still okay right now. But that obviously was a really dumb play on my part. I'm just going to protect this turn in case he goes for like a fake out Sludge Bomb. And then... Do I want to... I could double switch here. That honestly wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Whoops. Okay, I am completely messing this up. Yeah, obviously not what I wanted there. He has no reason not to Spore the Rillaboom slot right now. I'm still going to switch into Pelipper and try to Spore the Incineroar slot. But yeah, I totally messed that up. I am not playing this well at all right now. So what I meant to do was switch in Amoonguss for Rillaboom, and then Pelipper for Zacian. But I was running out of time and screwed that up. So that really sucks. Okay, this does work out okay for me though. I am able to get off Spore on Incineroar, which is big. And now I can go for Hurricane onto his Amoonguss. The only question is whether or not he is Koba Berry. But I still think it's my best move here. And then I want to switch Amoonguss out, and I think I'm safe to bring in Zacian right now and try to get it to wake up. So I just gotta hope that he's not Koba Berry. but he is. So he's going to get both of us to sleep. Yeah, that's just barely not enough. Again, thanks to the grassy terrain. But I want a Mungus back in here in case he switches into his Calyrex. So I'm just going to go back into a Mungus. And honestly, I could double switch here again. But I really want Zacian to wake up. So I'm going to click Behemoth Blade. But that leaves me open for Scalds here from my Lotic. I don't know. He brings Incineroar back in, which is smart. Oh, and he's going to Coil. Okay. So not a terrible turn for me there. I can now go for Spore on my Lotic. And I'm going to try again to wake up. Is that a good idea or a bad idea? Maybe I should click Protect here. Oh, that's good. So this would be huge if he... Oh, no. Goes for Hypnosis into a Mungus. That's big. Wow. So half my team is asleep right now. Man, this is tough. I'm going to try to take out a Mungus. And he's going to switch back out into Incineroar. Of course he is. Oh, man. Yeah, he's playing this really well. That does nothing, obviously. I'm now -1. And he gets off another Coil. I really need Mungus to wake up. Yeah, that's brutal. This is really tough. So I can go Grass, not Protect here. Try to buy myself a turn. So there's Hypnosis. Come on, Amoongus. Yeah, that really sucks. I don't know. I'm going to go for it again, I guess. And switch into Pelipper since he's already asleep. Get the rain back up to minimize the damage if Incineroar wakes up. I've never had a game like this before. There's another Coil. So this is where Grass Knot's going to be huge, but I just need a Moongus to wake up. There we go. And that's just not enough damage. Probably should have went for Spore. In hindsight, Spore would have been much better. He's got leftovers on that thing too. Dang. Because obviously he can just put Amoongus right back to sleep. Now he's gotten off 3 coils. So I have no way to stop that thing from putting me to sleep. I should have clicked Spore. And there comes Calyrex. So now I really need Pelipper to wake up. And he doesn't. There's Hypnosis on Amoonguss. So he probably just goes for Glacial Lance right away, right? I mean, he has no reason not to. He can just keep clicking Hypnosis. Yeah, I don't even know what to do now. I don't really see any way out of this one. That helps. But this isn't going to do enough damage, obviously, but it helps to get some damage on him. So that takes half of his health. He goes for Muddy Water, so I'm not going to be put back to sleep, but I'm sure he goes for Glacial Lance and knocks me out. You gotta be kidding me. Wow. So he gets the accuracy drop and Amoonguss misses with Spore. That is unreal. Unreal. So does he protect? Okay, let's try to be smart about this. If I was him, I would protect the Glastrier right now. So I'm going to double into my Lotic. Okay, he did not protect, but at least I get my Lotic to sleep. I don't know if that's going to matter anymore, though. I wonder if he doesn't have Protect on it. So if I had just spored him and gone for Weather Ball, that would have gotten rid of Calyrex. Man. If I hadn't missed that Spore. So I'm assuming he's going to switch into Incineroar. But which one does he switch into Incineroar? I would think he's going to switch Calyrex into Incineroar. So what do I go for? Okay. I'm going to go Fake Out, and I'm going to go Knock Off and Sacred Sword. And if I'm wrong, I lose. I need something to go my way. Okay. So this could help. We'll see what Sacred Sword's able to do here with the attack drop. That Spore missing was just killer, but I'm at least able to get rid of leftovers. Oh, that does knock out Incineroar. Oh, I got a critical hit. That's huge. But the problem is now he can just bring Calyrex back in, and can I stop the Calyrex now? Not really. He's got this Milotic completely boosted up. So, yeah, I mean, I'm still in really rough shape here. Games like this are tough where there's a lot of turns, because you can see you just make a couple mistakes and that can be what does you in. So I feel like I've made some good calls in this game, but ultimately it's the bad calls I've made that are really doing me in, that are, you know, hurting the most here. So he's gonna go into a Moongus, which is smart, because I mean, there really isn't anything I can do to his Amoonguss, right? So I can go for knockoff and protect. Yeah, that's just not gonna get it done though. I'm better off going for Grassy Glide and hoping I can get a critical hit. I mean, that's really what I need to happen here. Alright, that's big that my Milotic stays asleep. And now I have to knock out my Milotic with a Grassy Glide, and I have to get a double protect. And that's how I win the game. So it's not over, but I have to get awfully lucky here. So I don't get the double protect, and I don't get the knockout. And that'll do it. Not much you can do with both your Pokemon asleep. I mean, if they each take one turn asleep, I guess there's a chance. Looks like he's just going to play to stall here. So if they both wake up now, and one of them gets a critical hit on my Milotic, I could win. But that's what it's going to take. I need a double wake up and a critical hit. That's a lot to ask for. But it's not impossible. If I were him, I'd switch a Moongus out into Glastrier. Oh, he's just going to Rage Powder. That makes sense too. And yeah, he's just going to stall out the game. I hate teams like this. But still, I could win this game with a wake up and a critical hit. So I'd obviously have to take out a Mungus with Zacian, so I'd need a crit there. I'd probably have to double crit, and then I could win. But yeah, I hate playing against teams like this. I thought the turn still happened. Okay, apparently not. That's a frustrating one, because I definitely could have won that game. But like I said, it's just those couple turns where you make a mistake that can be your undoing against a team like that. I mean, I was so close to taking out a Mungus. I was so close to taking out the Milotic. But they both survived with just, 10 hit points or whatever. And that Miss Spore was just enormous. He gets the accuracy drop and and I'm able to miss. So he get the double hit with Muddy Water, got an accuracy drop, and I miss. Okay, can he stop me from Trick Grooming? Doesn't look like it. So Amoonguss Articuno is the lead here. The only issue is if that is a Dark Urshifu. Well, that doesn't matter, right? Because I can Rage Powder, so that doesn't matter. So then I want Pelipper and Zacian. So I should mention, I didn't say this earlier, but my Zacian is Adamant Nature for matchups like this. So if I get up a Trick Room and then I'm facing off against an opposing Zacian, then my Zacian will be slower. So I feel pretty good about this matchup just looking at it on paper here. I don't see any way that he can stop me from... Oh, that's how he can stop me from Trick Room. He could lead Incineroar and Urshifu and go fake out Wicked Blow. So that's how he could stop a Trick Room. Again, assuming that that's a Dark Urshifu. If it's a Water Urshifu, I should be fine. Okay, perfect. So now I can just double protect here. I get the competitive boost. So protect both. Next turn I can Rage Powder Trick Room. And we should be in great shape. I'm really curious what he goes for. So I'm assuming a fake out. I mean, it would be awesome if he Tailwinds. A Snarl, okay. He can Snarl me all he wants. That's just going to boost my special attack even more. So, Rage Powder and Trick Room. This is where I wish I had weakness policy on Articuno, though. I've thought about it. I chose Life Orb because I'm not getting hit with super effective attacks all the time. But yeah, he's going to go for a Snarl. That is really not smart. And he goes for Throat Chop. Alright, well this is, yeah, great for me right now. The problem is I need a Moongus out there so my Hurricanes aren't going to... Like, what I want to do is switch in Pelipper and go for Hurricane into Incineroar, but then he just throat chops me. So the best move I feel like I can make is to go for a Rage Powder and a Freezing Glare into the Suicune slot, because that should knock it out. Otherwise, you know, he's going to have to switch out, and then whatever he switches in will get knocked out. So this is pretty safe. Again, this is great where I have the Oak Berry to take this hit here. Wow, that thing is so bulky. Alright. Oh, and he gets a burn. Of course he does. I'm having a really rough time with the RNG right now. So I really need to switch a Moongus out. And I can just protect here. I mean, I obviously want to keep Articuno in the game. And then he's going to have to decide if he wants to trade his Incineroar for my Articuno. And if I don't want to lose my Articuno, I could just swap it for a Moongus. Let's see what he goes for here. So he does go for the throat chop, that makes sense. And he goes for Scald, it's fine. So now, if he leaves Incineroar in, he's going to lose it. I'm going to bring a Moongus back in. So obviously it sucks to lose that +3 special attack, but I also don't want to just lose my Articuno. And I could switch a Moongus back out to heal back some more health again. And it's huge just to get rid of the Incineroar here. That's obviously like my biggest threat to my Zacian. And now it's gone. The only question now is that the end of Trick Room? I don't remember. It's not. So he could Sucker Punch me. Obviously this is still far from over. What I want to do is Tailwind and Grass Knot. But what would also be great would be to Hurricane and switch a Moongus out. But I'm going to Tailwind and Grass Knot. And if I call this right, this could win me the game. Oh, he's going to protect. Perfect. So the reason this is going to win me the game now is because now he can't Tailwind, and I'm going to get Tailwind up. So I get my Tailwind, and now he can't Tailwind. Now, my cost is I lose my Amoonguss here. But I still think this puts me in a phenomenal position. So now the question is, does he protect his Zacian? Because again, this still isn't over. I'm going to double into the Urshifu here. I don't know if that's the right call or not. It should get rid of the Urshifu though. I'm assuming he's going to target my Zacian. But there's the problem, is now my Zacian's gone. Okay, but now we've got a 2-on-1 here. But I don't know if Articuno is faster than him. So it should be. I don't remember. So I'm gonna go for Hurricane because it could confuse it. So I am faster. I really need it to confuse here. Oh wow, that's huge. And if it hits itself, I win. Okay, let's see who he Behemoth Blades. He should Behemoth Blade Articuno. Oh, he goes for Pelipper. Okay. Now I'm still going to need him to hit himself to win the game. But there's a chance, right? I also could go for... Well, I'm going to have to go for Freezing Glare. So I could freeze him, and he could hit himself. So I'm going to need something to go in my favor here to win this. If either of those things happen, I'm going to win. And he snaps out of his confusion. Yeah, that's kind of how the day's gone for me. Oh, that's too bad. If he just hit himself in confusion one of those times, I obviously would have beat him. But that's how it goes. Alright, it's kind of a frustrating set of matches here, but I think you guys can see how this team can be really good if I just make a couple better plays here and there and get some better RNG. I win these games, but that's how it goes sometimes. So, as always, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and I will see you guys for the next video.